Good evening, folks, and welcome to episode 12 of the MetsFan884 podcast. If that song didn't tell you what this podcast is going to be about, it should. Now, I am going to do the usual. I'm going to preview Raw. I'm going to review Raw and Double or Nothing and give you a preview of tomorrow night's NXT and AEW. But let's get to that first before I get to what we're talking about tonight. Last night on Raw, we saw another meaningless segment with the Street Profits and Viking Raiders. We're going to skip over that. Apollo's the new United States champion. He defeated Andrade. Seth Rollins apparently is going on a spree now to say he's sending a message through what he did to Rey Mysterio. I don't know. I don't get that either. And a lot of people, and there is a report that there's going to be new members added to his group. A lot of people think it's going to be Ruby Riott. I'm hoping not. Drew McIntyre and Bobby Lashley came closer to their battle coming up at Backlash. And basically a lot more stuff happened last night that a lot of people brushed over because Raw was like half gone, half good, but it was good to the most part. Nia Jax won a number one contender triple threat. She'll meet Asuka at Backlash. Of course, Sunday night was the big Double or Nothing pay-per-view. The Elite won the big football stadium match. Hiroku Shida is now the new AEW Women's Champion. Jon Moxley regained possession of the title as he defeated Mr. Brody Lee. Awesome matches all around at Double or Nothing Sunday night. Also this weekend, we lost a superstar. As you can hear, I don't know exactly the name. One of you will fill in the name probably underneath this video when I post it. But a Japanese female wrestler basically committed suicide this past weekend because of cyberbullying. Something that's been going on way too much. And now it seems like it's going on more on wrestling Twitter than it always does. Now, I don't know what's the point of it. I don't know what cyberbullies get from doing it, but yeah, it really makes Twitter not fun to be on anymore. It used to be good. We used to have fun on Twitter. I've been on Twitter for a while. Twitter used to be fun. But now it's like, they will want to come after you for every little thing. JD from New York, especially. He came after Nia Jax. He came after Alexa Bliss. And all of a sudden you think some half-ass, empty-ass apology is going to mean anything. It doesn't mean anything after you do it. Cyberbullying is not acceptable regardless of whether you apologize or not. Cyberbullying is just as bad as real bullying, if you can want to compare the two. But let's be real here, folks. It makes Twitter very toxic, especially wrestling Twitter. We're wrestling fans. Why can't we just act like it? Why we gotta make fun of each other for having different opinions and stuff? Isn't that kind of what the whole gist of Twitter is supposed to be about, right? I mean, before Twitter, wrestling was fun. Now, Twitter has basically made it not fun anymore. Why? Because of stuff like this. If this doesn't stop real quick, we're going to lose a lot more lives. And we're losing too many lives already with this coronavirus going around. Now we're losing lives through cyberbullying. Why? Remember, once upon a time, you were in that person's position too. If you don't got anything positive to say on Twitter, don't go on Twitter. Because it basically makes the whole wrestling community look like we're just a bunch of uptight meanies, which we're not. We're all on Twitter to talk about our love for wrestling, and that's it. Especially those of us in the wrestling Twitter community. We're not here to make fun of each other for different opinions and stuff. That's basically what it boils down to. We lost somebody this weekend because of this. You would think that would make Twitter a lot better place, but unfortunately, it was only a better place for about 2 days. As of last night, we were right back to the usual mind-numbing status quo of whatever you say is going to be criticized because someone doesn't like it. I've said it before on this podcast, and I will say it again. Different opinions is kind of what makes wrestling Twitter fun. It's what makes Twitter fun, period. Imagine if we all had the same opinion. It would just be boring as hell. We could be just agreeing with each other just to agree with each other. It's okay to disagree. Just say I respect your opinion, but yet I respectfully disagree. And move on. There's too much crap going around in the world today to be on Twitter basically fighting with each other over different opinions. I don't even do that anymore. You can ask anybody on Twitter who's known me since I've been on Twitter, and I have not been on Twitter just February of this year. I've been on Twitter since the ascension of since 2014 or probably earlier than that. I used to be the biggest dick on Twitter. I used to be a jackass. Trust me. Ask anybody who's followed me since my first account. But why did I change? Because, well, one, it's a lot easier to be nice than start something for no reason. Although a lot of people on Twitter make it look like it's hard. It's easy to be nice. All you gotta do is try. But it seems like these people who go around cyberbullying rather just not try. They rather just come out their face, say something sideways, and think it's not gonna have an effect. It's gonna have an effect. Yet the minute you come after them, they're ready to report you. If you can't take it, don't dish it out. That's my message to cyberbullies out there on Twitter. We all come on Twitter, well, especially those of us who are wrestling fans. We all come on Twitter to have fun. You don't come on Twitter to get slung crap at because of our different opinions. And we also don't come on Twitter to read your little sideways opinions on stuff we didn't ask for. Somebody on Twitter actually said something about Nia Jax earlier today. Although a lot of wrestling fans on wrestling Twitter don't like Nia Jax, what this person said is over the line. Nia Jax is a human being just like everybody else. Yes, we agree. We all agree she's a little unsafe of a worker, but we ain't gonna say nothing like this person said. Because what this person said was overboard. What JD from NY said about Alexa Bliss, overboard. I don't care if he apologized or not. Apologies don't take back what he said. I apologize for a lot of things I said. It's up to people who basically know me on Twitter whether they want to forgive me or not. And the fact that I got over 900 and something followers kind of say that most people in the wrestling community have forgiven me. But there's still those people on Twitter that want to bring up, oh, you did this, you did that. And they want to bring up stuff on my new account about stuff I did accounts ago. To those people, I say move on, get over it. But this cyberbullying thing needs to stop, and stop before we lose more lives. Like we lost the life of this female wrestler Sunday night. Somebody will fill in the name probably, because I don't remember the name. I'm not good with names right now. But this has to come to an end. Every day on Twitter, you see the same thing. And we're supposed to be being kind to each other now. This be kind to each other thing only lasted, 2 days? We started this whole be kinder to each other thing in wrestling Twitter, Saturday? It's Tuesday and it's already basically gone by the wayside. Some of us is being kind to each other, the other ones just want to be idiots because they can be then. I'm being nice to everybody. And it's not because I'm trying to make up for something. It's because it's easier to be nice than to be a jackass and be a jackass for no reason. We have a deadly disease going around. We're supposed to be being nice to each other. We lost a life this past weekend, and it wasn't even to the virus. It was to cyberbullying. This young lady was 22 years old, her entire career ahead of her. And she took her own life. Why? Because of some idiots online saying some stuff about her that they shouldn't have said. How many more lives are we going to lose because of this cyberbullying thing? I don't know. But it needs to stop before we lose a lot. This is probably one of the most serious podcasts I've done in a while. But I had to do it. I usually do my podcasts on Wednesdays. But this one had to be done. I had to bring this message out. I don't know how many people are going to hate this podcast because it's not the usual wrestling podcast I usually do. And I'm talking about something serious. But yeah. They take the fun out of Twitter. And the fun basically out of watching wrestling, period, with taking this thing overboard. We're supposed to be fans. Agree to disagree. It's not that hard. Be kind to each other. It's not that hard. If you don't have anything positive to tweet, don't tweet. Plain and simple. Do not tweet. Don't even press the add tweet button. No. I'll do one better. Don't even come on Twitter. What negative thoughts you have about a wrestler, save it for someone who wants to hear it. Do your own podcast. Put it on Facebook. Don't poison the rest of the IWC because you don't like a wrestler. It's okay not to like a wrestler because we have our different opinions. But yeah, don't take it overboard just to say, hey, I can say what I want and there'll be no consequences. Obviously, this weekend proves that there's consequences. And here's the worst part of the whole thing. Twitter doesn't even do anything about these accounts. There's a whole movement right now on Twitter to get JD from JD to get JD's account suspended. Bet you they won't do it. I bet you dollars to donuts they will not do it. But if somebody says something even slightly overboard or slightly indefensive, Twitter is going to be, bam, your account has been suspended. It's going to get to the point where Twitter is going to suspend accounts for changing their phone numbers or even breathing. It's going to get to a point where as soon as you press the login button on Twitter, they're going to suspend your account just to suspend it. But the people who make Twitter a toxic community, they ain't going to do nothing to it because it's too hard for them to do it. And we have Twitter. Those people who want to make the place toxic, that's the people y'all should be suspending, not us. I bet you when I post this video, JD from NY is still going to be on Twitter. That person who said that thing about Nia Jax is still going to be on Twitter. But some good account who's just trying to make Twitter a more positive place is going to be suspended. Why? Even when you report them, before the report hits Twitter support, they delete the damn things. Then you had to go to your email and read, oh, we couldn't find the content you reported. And then they turn right around and do the same thing over again. I've learned from my past mistakes. I ain't doing it no more. Somebody want to try to start an argument with me on my account, they get blocked. I don't like blocking people on Twitter because I'm too nice of a person to do that. But yeah, if I gotta block you, if it comes to an alternative to either block you, mute you, or come with start a meaningless argument over wrestling, I'm just gonna do the latter. I'm in too good of a place right now to be arguing over wrestling on social media. That is not what Twitter is for. You want to have different opinions from us? Fine. We'll respect your opinions and move on. But once we say, I respect your opinion, leave it at that. Don't come at us on our notifications trying to beat us over the head with your opinion, because it ain't gonna work. Like I said on Twitter last night, I've come to the realization that a lot of people in the wrestling Twitter community aren't gonna like Lacey Evans. I've come to that conclusion. And I'm totally fine with that. I'm completely fine with that. Because when Melina first came out, people didn't like her. Same thing for Trish Stratus. There's not a female wrestler in the business that was liked as soon as they came out. I'm sorry. Nobody. Not even Sasha. There was people who hated her. It's going to take a lot of stuff for people to actually start liking Lacey, and I can respect that. But if you're going to hate a wrestler, hate him for a real reason. Don't hate him just because it's a cool thing to do. And if you're going to hate them, don't attack them on social media, because it just makes you look bad. They attack people. I can write a book on the stuff they attack Lacey Evans for. Lacey dressed her daughter up like a werewolf for Halloween, and they attacked her talking about she was racist. Pardon my French, but how the fuck is she racist for dressing her daughter up for Halloween as a werewolf? Help me understand that. Lacey feeds her family eggs fresh from a chicken. Oh, why is she feeding her family dirty eggs? She cleaned them first, common sense. But yet somebody makes fun of either Nia Jax's weight, or Alexa Bliss's eating disorder. Twitter lets it slide. They come up with every stupid excuse to go after a wrestler on Twitter or go after somebody on Twitter to be a cyberbully just because it's fun. It's not fun. Take it from somebody who was bullied before. Being bullied, whether it's in real life or cyber, not fun. There's a reason why the block button was created. You don't like someone on Twitter, block them. Don't start bullying them just because you think you're gonna make yourself look good. You're not making yourself look good. You're making yourself and Twitter look like we're not even decent people. And there are some really decent people on Twitter. I'm at least trying to be one. I don't know if it's working or not. Someone can tell me, but yeah. I'm at least trying. Some people don't even try. The reason why I got 900 and something followers on Twitter is because I'm nicer than I used to be. I started respecting other people's opinions. I'm not making fun of every wrestler I don't like. And there's a lot of wrestlers I don't like. But even if you don't like them, you should respect them because they put their asses on the line every night for us. But to cyberbully somebody, I don't even I don't even know. Somebody can fill me in under this video on YouTube what they've bullied her about to make her do what she did. But yeah, that was a tragedy that should have never happened because of somebody who should have never said what they said. And then we start this be kind to each other thing like the day after that happens, and it only lasts 2 days. Then right away, I log on to wrestling Twitter, and the first thing I see, wrestling Twitter is back to normal. Back to the bullying, back to the making fun of each other, to being asses just for the sake of being asses, instead of being nicer to each other like we should be doing at this time of year, after everything that's going on right now. But no, we want to be the way that we shouldn't be because it's easier. No, you can be nice. Being nice is not hard. Being nice to each other on Twitter is not hard. Tweet something positive to somebody instead of something negative. Say hi to each other on Twitter. When you log off Twitter, say good night. That's what I do. If you don't like someone on Twitter, don't attack them because you don't like them. There's a block button. Because it basically makes Twitter look like we're not a decent place. That's why Twitter loses so many wrestling fans to Facebook. Ask anybody, where would they rather be to discuss wrestling, Facebook or Twitter? Most of them will say Facebook because Twitter makes people feel like they don't belong. And we should all belong on Twitter. The tagline on Twitter is "What's happening." We'll tell you what's happening, Twitter. Too much BS y'all let slide on y'all on your social media site. Too much bullying. Y'all need to cut down on that. Then maybe Twitter will be a better place. Maybe people wouldn't want to leave the wrestling Twitter community. Maybe people wouldn't want to leave Twitter. Maybe you wouldn't have so many people deactivating their accounts every day. Maybe Facebook wouldn't become the new place to be. I'm a part of the internet wrestling community on Twitter and Facebook, and sometimes I would rather just be on Facebook. Because Facebook, but let's just say like this, Facebook is a lot nicer. On Facebook, when two fans don't have the same opinion, they can disagree. They won't be attacked for it. On Twitter, you disagree, everybody comes after you. Why? Because it's easier to come after somebody than say, okay, I respect your opinion. Then move on. Move to the next. It's a lot easier to be nice. It's not hard, despite what you may think. It's easier to be nice than be mean. You know what they say? At the end, all bullies get what they deserve. And eventually, everybody who's want to be a cyberbully is going to get what they deserve, whether it's on Twitter or whatever. So I hope this message gets out. I hope I touched some people on Twitter with what I just said. I don't know if I'm going to touch everybody, but I hope so. Oh yeah, and before I leave, back on the wrestling topic, Drew Gulak signed a new WWE contract today, so he's back. In case you haven't heard. Tomorrow night on AEW, we'll have the fallout from Double or Nothing, and a major announcement regarding her injury from Dr. Britt Baker. On NXT, Timothy Thatcher versus Matt Riddle, a tag team match between Rhea Ripley and Io Shirai against Charlotte and a mystery partner. That and oh so much more on NXT. If you haven't seen AEW Dark yet, it's on their YouTube account. Check it out. I'm going to do it tonight. I will see y'all on Friday with episode 13.